Hello and welcome, as Jake appears, as always does on the transitions, which is fun when we go live, to Talking Wednesday, episode 102. It's amazing because I always come in and I go, please, actually ensure that Jake arrives, because if he doesn't, there'll be a problem. And for some reason, I'm getting the feedback of our live stream, but that's fine. That's because I was monitoring it. But we're fine. Yes. We're on. We're live. I've just put all the new graphics into the streaming software, so I was like pressing many buttons.
Making sure no, I don't like it.
Yeah, but we got there. This is as smooth as you like. Yep. Welcome to episode 102 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. It is James and Jake joining you this week. I don't think it is next week. I think we might have lined up Scrappy Doo. So
yep,
we will. We thought, being transfer deadline day, we had to do it, didn't we?
Or we would have known at the minute, Tuesday.
Yeah, pretty much. I would have done a later podcast, but this insane man has decided that he's going to stream the rest of the deadline day. So when Sheffield Wednesday sign absolutely no one,
I'm going to be sat there at 11 o'clock like Billy No Mate going, we signed no one.
But yes, we will get into all of the deadline day stuff and the normal podcast stuff shortly. As you know, chat, please keep your chat coming live. We will pick it all out, these sort of comments, at the end of the stream when we do the community section. So anything you're writing to us about, it could be what's happening. I'm sure you're all scrolling, refreshing Twitter if you're watching this in real time. But
has anyone still got an F5 key left?
The title of the podcast currently, it won't be when it's actually named properly, but the live title, just to get some eyes on it, because it's the latest thing is that Hector's going to Charlton, so that's going to be a fun topic shortly when we go into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been one of them days so far for Sheffield Wednesday, but before we do all that, as tradition dictates, how's your week been, Punk Chef 41?
It's been busy and dreadful all at the same time. I never knew how complicated it was to get someone to come out and just fit an oven top. And it seems like it's the most complicated thing in the world. We sent the exact measurement. We've done this. We've done everything right. And everyone's just like, oh, could you do it in 2 weeks? No, I need something now. I'm getting to that point where I'm thinking DIY man myself. And with a little help on the internet, but I don't want to because I know I'll knacker it and I'll do my home insurance in.
Yeah, don't.
But it's just doing me head in. You forget how valuable a piece of equipment is in your kitchen when you haven't got it anymore. The beautiful thing, I've got like lots of those like in the pot things, so I can do like basic meals and slow cooker it. But it's just done my head in. Apart from that, it's been a busy week, but last week was always gonna be weird because of transfer deadline day, trying to figure out who, what, and stuff. And it's strange at the club, and we'll talk about that in a minute. How's your week been, mate?
It's been as it usually is. No, it was also tax week, wasn't it? So
oh god, yeah, it was.
That was fun.
So you've been doing numbers and hating your life.
Yeah. But
do you want to do more maths? The PM has said we need more maths.
Well, I didn't do the maths. I asked somebody else to do the maths, and I just sent an email off, and then paid what I was told because it hurts my brain.
Yeah,
I did really well. I was supposedly top set maths. I don't know if I agree with that. Supposedly.
I got an F. No surprise when we see me try and do maths on here.
I don't think they gave Fs when I was at school. They just kind of like, you got, no, because, I think the lowest score was an E you could get when I was in school. And I remember, that's probably a story for one of the members' podcasts, because I was going to say there was a results day that involved a few beverages and a good few friends of mine. We had sort of like a bit of a party, and some tears were involved after certain things.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's a story for another podcast, I think. But yes, this week's just been getting everything ready. The Talking Wednesday Extra pleased to announce Talking Wednesday Extra. If you are a member
I've
of
watched it
the
already.
Dexterity Box channel at the second tier, which is our $4.99 tier, we are trying to pack that tier full of value. So people go, do you know what? I'll give you a coffee. Coffee costs more now.
I'm going to say, it doesn't cost that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Every month, and the first thing we're doing with that, as well as our sticker giveaways and things like that, and all the other stuff you get for the membership tiers, is one of the first pieces of exclusive content is Talking Wednesday Extra. So once a month at the minute, if that tier grows and loads of people decide they want to jump on that tier, Talking Wednesday Extra might become very much a supplemental podcast that happens more than once a month. But at the minute, it's a solo pod once a month. The first one is on January. It's called January's Gone By, and it is focused on the previous January transfer windows in comparison.
You made me quite upset with some of the money we spent on players and going, oh dear. And made me looking at players going, we had him. I forgot about him.
That's the thing. I decided to just go in blind and look at the windows of the past few Januaries, and it was. I
don't know how you can do that if you're going in blind. Windows you got to see through.
Ha! I like how Bob straight away when you asked how I was being, he just put Dex busy.
Yeah,
that's everybody knows that in this.
There'll be a T-shirt
now. It will. Oh yeah. Speaking of talking about merch, the stickers. Thank you for doing the share. I'll give you one more day if you're watching this live. Go and share Talking Wednesday 100 with a quote tweet. Even put like transfer deadline day in the hashtag. Why not get us more eyes on it?
I'm gonna say put a fake possible spotting down at KFC.
But yeah, maybe there'll be a couple more stickers that we can give away. But I have been going through and check your DMs over the course of this week, because I'll be sending DMs out for the people that have got that limited run. I think I said 10, didn't I? So 10 people will be getting stickers. But if you are a member to this channel, you will be getting a sticker, one of the limited edition stickers anyway, because we said for the first time we do them, every member, no matter what the tier, will get one. So that only applies for the next week, though. So if you're a member that does not message me with your postal details, then if these go elsewhere because you have not messaged me, that is on you, because I've been saying this for 3 weeks. So please get in touch. I can't just magically get your address. YouTube probably does protect against things like that. But yes, Talking Wednesday podcast, Sheffield Wednesday podcast. You can leave us nice reviews over on Podchaser, Apple Podcasts, and the like. We would like to be reading some more of those out. I will probably do them as cutaways now as well, with nice little graphics and stuff, because it's almost as if I'm going to try and put a little bit more effort into this podcast occasionally, like I used to. So I must say, I say this, but I've actually made the podcast to a point where I've just made everything. I've spent hours making so sure I can just come and press a few buttons, because I've already pre-made everything that goes around it. So
I will say this way of doing it has made your life a little bit easier in terms of like the edit, that you can just put it in and done.
I hate your audio when it comes through. Don't get me wrong. I hate like
next month. Don't worry.
Yeah, because your raw audio is just coming digitally. It's always going to be a bit worse, but because I can't fix it on the fly, it's always a little bit. The YouTube live version is slightly worse, but I have gone back to when this hits audio feeds. You probably won't notice, because I re-edit and send out the audio feed as we usually would, because I like listening to podcasts in my car, and I hate it when it sounds like someone's on a Zoom call. It really bugs me. So, yes. Welcome to everybody in the chat. Make sure you keep your topics coming throughout the podcast, and we will look at them at the end. Go on. What's really funny?
Someone just tweeted, where's Malala, where's Buff, where's Vision Me? Or they just said, where's Boost? Where's
Yeah, Sergio Boost.
Yeah, I'm just like, God. Was that Chancery's first proper transfer window? It wasn't
Go and watch Talking Wednesday Extra and you'll find out.
Yes, true.
Plug. So let's start the podcast as we always do, talking about the week's fixtures. This week, guess who we played again, Jake?
Ooh. Is it Fleetwood?
It is, yes. And we get to play them again.
It Plymouth all over again last season, and it's the FA Cup as well.
I really can't be bothered. But go on, talk us through this Fleetwood game. Why not?
What to talk about? It was rubbish. It was bad. We had some first half. I had a couple little bit of chances, nothing really crystal, and it was one of the one where you seeing glimpses, but you can tell when there's a team there that is a bit more defensively set than we are, and you can tell they are very good at setting up and make it hard to break down. We go to second half thinking, right, we'll go into this, and they do make it 1-0. It was an excellent diving header, and I'm not gonna lie, I love a diving header. So to see
it was pretty good
brilliant.
actually. That I enjoyed
One of the
that.
things in this game though, Wilkes started, and
I enjoyed watching the technique. By the way, I will say, I've just realised I've just realised on a live stream, I've just said I enjoyed a goal that went against Wednesday, but because of the way the result went, don't kill me, right? That's the montage because I've said that word. I enjoyed the technique in the goal. You could enjoy it, the old-fashioned diving header.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Wilkes
I know
did
how
well.
tetchy we get.
I will say Wilkes did well. He had a very good game for me. We had to bring on Bannon and Byers, which was something I was hoping we weren't going to need to do, but they also need match minutes, so it made sense. We brought on Gregory as well at one point and looked okay. Had a chance that went over the bar, and then he had another chance which just went mile wide. It was just a bad one. But on our goal, great ball in by Johnson, and we all thought it was Windass a goal. It was that Wilkes a goal. It was an own goal, but him getting into those spaces was something that we haven't seen from most of our strikers so far this season. He looked up for it. Maybe we got this situation where he just needed to gel and fit in, and then we might see the best out of him this second half. Who knows? But it was the best game he played. He looked like he was up for it. I don't think he did the full 90. I think he went off. But then there was like...
He played along quite a bit of it, though, if I recall.
Yeah, I think he went off at like 88th minute or something like that. Yeah. There was 7 minutes at a time also because the Fleetwood players wanted to look down and see how long the grass had grown during the game. They kept on doing it. It was doing my head in. But it's a draw. It's not a great game. It's not what we need. But the good thing in one sense, Ipswich have got to do the same. They got to draw against Burnley, and both games are going to be played on the same week we both play each other. So there's no advantage where so you've got no games.
I've never been so glad to be at work during a fixture, by the way. Because I've watched all the goals, but I've watched it and I've not even bothered with most of it. I've like watched the key moments and gone, oh, that's a good diving header, innit? Oh, Wilkes has done well there. I really don't care about Fleetwood Town anymore.
I've had enough of watching them. It's like, if you want a good stat from Wilkes, no play on the field, attempted 4 or completed 3 more dribbles than Wilkes. He had the most shots as well with 4. Really good to see, and it's something that we haven't seen from him enough. And to be fair, whoever wins this game, the draw, who we play next, is equally as bad. Because we could have to play Ipswich again this season, or Burnley.
I really like the FA Cup, so I kind of don't want us to throw it, but at the same thing, if we're going to focus on promotion, we probably should throw it.
Yeah.
Or just put the kids out and don't technically throw it.
You can't. You're not allowed to anymore do that. You got to put like strength and quads out.
How many players do we technically have to put out? Is it like a core of like 6 and then the rest can be the children? No?
Yeah, it's a weird one. The worst part is, and I've just seen chat a minute, if Fleetwood go, their goal music, Captain Pugwash. It's horrible.
I've had enough. I've had enough, mate. I've had enough of Fleetwood. No offense, Fleetwood, but you just roll as well.
They just brought in 2 good signings. Well, one.
They have. They've done a better window than us so far.
Everybody's having a better window than us so far. Come on.
Quite dreadful, isn't it, really?
Yes.
Oh, dear. I've just rubbed my eyes and my contact lenses have just decided to go in different directions. So this document read is good. Do you want to read, while I fix my eyes, do you want to read the scores? Yes.
So, Bolton beat Charlton 2-1. Shrewsbury beat Forest Green 2-1. Interesting at Forest Green, Big Duncan Ferguson is now the manager. Did I say that right? Is it? Yeah, it's Ferguson. Big Dunk. Yeah.
Yeah, Forest Green, yep.
Burton won 2-0. Cheltenham versus Port Vale 0-0. We were meant to play them midweek. Frozen pitch. Love that they called it off at 1 instead of like 5 o'clock. That exited to Barnsley fans. I don't like that.
They still should have had their underfloor eating on.
Where did this result come from? Morecambe 5, Bristol Rovers 1, and Stockton for them is now scoring. We play them soon, which I'm worried about. I think they're on a 5-game singy streak, which ain't great. Lincoln City versus Cambridge 0-0. MK Dons lost 2-0 to Exeter. And Peterborough won 2-1 versus Pompey.
Yeah, not too much we have to look at there, really, because, again, it doesn't do much for us in terms of Wednesday is still second. 27 played on 58 points. Plymouth is still top. 28 played, 61 points. So, top of the league is still in our hands.
But
with that game in hand.
Yeah, 2 games in hand.
Yes, if you put the wrong live table in, there is a chance.
This was not updated after the games at weekend when I did it.
You can't get the staff. You can't actually get the staff, can you? Carry on.
It's because we've got Cheltenham and Barnsley. Now, March has now gone from being 4 games in March to 6.
Right. Oh, God. Hang on. We haven't got 2 games in hand on Plymouth. I was right.
Okay, yeah, but we haven't. Yeah, but
yeah, you confused me no end then.
But we haven't played Cheltenham and we haven't played Barnsley, and they're all in the same month. We haven't played 2 games.
Right, but one of theirs must have been called off as well, or they've got a cup thing because they've got 28 played, we've got 27, so it's still.
I think accurate. They're in the
Pizza Cup.
Pizza Cup, yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go. We got there.
Yeah,
we got there. Right. Let's move on from that.
I told you earlier I wasn't very good at maths.
Let's get straight into the news with someone we have signed.
Yes.
Favour Onakuli. I should have just confidently said it. This is from the Wednesday website. Young winger Favour Onakuli has joined Wednesday, signing his first professional contract with the Owls. The 17-year-old arrives in S6 from the Valenti Academy in London and will link up initially with the club's under-18s. A pacey, attacking wide player, Onakuli was delighted to sign his maiden professional deal. I'm very pleased. This has been a dream come true for me. I'm very happy to get my first professional contract. I'm sure I can learn a lot here and really contribute to Sheffield Wednesday. Hard work is the reason that I'm here, so I'm going to continue that. I play left wing, I'm very direct, and I like to attack defenders and create chances. I like to help the team with and without the ball. I'm very excited to meet my teammates. It's going to be a great journey, and hopefully there's more to come. Owls Academy manager Stephen Haslam added, "We're delighted to sign Favour. We've had him on trial and seen him in various games over a period of time. He's a very quick, wide player who can go past people, and those types of players excite you. He'll come into the under-18s group, and we will look to push him into the under-21s and hopefully the first team in the future. He's really hungry, and those are the types of lads you want to work with, and we'll be looking to push him on with his development. There are a number of boys in our under-18s who have signed professional contracts and played with the 21s, and we have 1 or 2 around the first team, so Favour comes into a good group." So Darren Moore's not going to be even looking at him because of the age, but also the fact he's a winger. We don't play wingers.
No, but it may give you an idea of some sort of change in how we play going forward, because if he's 17 now, you can turn him into a wing back if need be.
So basically, we're doing the FIFA. We'll change the position. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, you look at all options, don't you? In a play style for the future.
Yeah.
And there's nothing against signing
the thing
players.
is, you're not. If if and when we go up, finger crossed, he's not going to play this style in the Championship.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think he's playing a style that he knows that works in League One. Because when you look at his West Brom team, it was quite expansive. It plays some really nice attacking, free-flowing football, so it's different.
When we talk about further transfers, can I just read you a quote from Darren Moore?
Yes.
And this is very fitting given the current state on transfer deadline day. I'm prepared to go all the way until 11 p.m. on Tuesday night if needs be, is what Darren Moore said.
It's looking.
Can we do anything before that at all?
It's looking very much likely that that's going to be the case. Because hang on, let me bring it up from earlier. So far, deadline roundup stands of current players staying. The lad from Celtic Welsh is now off. Hector trialed now with Charlton. Semedo interest mystery now with Posh. Zhao Selon probably not a thing. Time to turn the tide. How we all doing?
Where have you seen that?
Alex Miller from the Star tweeted that, and it's like, look at how this is going.
Should we talk about a player that we have signed?
Yes, please.
Aidan Flint's back at Sheffield Wednesday. This is from the Wednesday website. Quote, the Owls have welcomed towering defender Aidan Flint back to Hillsborough for a second loan spell. The centre-half joins from Championship side for Stoke for the remainder of the season. Flint first signed for Wednesday during the 2021 campaign on a temporary stint from the second-tier Cardiff, and now returns to S6. With over 400 senior appearances to his name, Flint brings a wealth of experience to Darren Moore's backline. The 33-year-old will wear shirt number 44. And that's what he's going to do, because that's just before we played Fleetwood.
Yep,
right.
He came on right near the end.
So, fantastic. Great. This is a really good signing. The only slight worry is he got injured last time, and we're in a centre-back injury crisis.
Now, he did say his injury in his interview was a freak accident injury. That was really just, he still, by the sounds of it, doesn't understand how it happened. Yeah, we are in a centre-back crisis. And yes, right now we need another 2 minimum. Because it's sounding like Whitway's not back till April and Hennigan's not back till the end of the season, till pre-season.
God.
That leaves you with Iorfa, who's got a bit of an injury record, which you don't want to talk about. Liam Palmer, Jaden Brown, remember him? Akin Emery, Jack Hunt, and Reece James when he gets back. That is it.
I'm not worried. We're fine.
The thing is, I'm not worried, but I am. If we get to 11 p.m. and no one's in, you go, fine, Darren will have a way of sorting this. But at the same time, we've had a month to get players in. But Darren did say he was waiting for Target to come available because people were looking at injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Hector thing's a blow.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Right. So, title of this live obviously is Hector to Charlton. It's been widely reported everywhere now. I'm sure you've caught up. But if not, Hector's been training with Charlton for the past 2 days, and it's looking likely, we're actually hearing as well, that it's very, very, very likely that he's signing today. From weirdly a source close to Charlton, which I'm not used to hearing, but there we go. But yeah, it's unfortunate to say the least.
It doesn't leave us with a lot at the back, and it's the kind of player that could come in and do it. Now, I don't know if this was match fitness. I don't know if this was general training. I don't know if this was wages. I can't.
I will be really disappointed if it's wages because that's the thing that's like, right, okay then.
Yeah. Unless there's something Darren's seen while watching him train that he's not happy about, or there's something that's seen when testing him in like bike work and stuff like that. It's an interesting one because he sounded ideal. He sounded get him in, get him sorted. It just, as much as we are short at that position, we don't have a great track record as it is at the moment with injuries back there. And if we don't bring one in, at least another one, we're going to be short again.
I think this was the time that if Hector was coming back, that it would have happened.
It would have been done
And
already.
I only hope that it's Darren's decision. If it's not happening, he's seen him and he's not. But I can't. The more I think it must be the wages thing, because you just bring him in for another body.
Yeah.
Unless you're confident you're going to bring somebody
else. The
else.
problem is, you're saying wages. Where has Charlton got that money? Because they're not financially in a good place.
No, but Fleetwood have just spent a fortune as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, there's another thing we're not thinking is it's London. He was down London already with Fulham. So it could be, I don't want to uproot my family.
We're going to end up playing Patterson at centre-back like I did on FIFA at this rate.
Oh. Yeah,
We need to sort this out. I'm actually genuinely concerned because I was like, it's all right, we'll bring in at least a couple of centre-backs, or
look,
it might still happen.
It's nearly 6 o'clock and the window doesn't shut till 11 p.m. How many times have we all gone on a window and when they've gone at 10:30 or 10:45, here comes such and such. We have done it in the past. Now, in the past, we'd always thought it because Chansiri's time difference and he just signed off on it. There isn't that at the minute because DC is in the country. So, I'm also a big fan of Dan Moore not bringing in players just for the sake of it, though. He'll know what he needs to pick up is a centre-back. He'll know what he wants. Like, if we're looking at this, we need a centre-back and probably a right wing-back.
Do we just recall Brennan?
Can't.
Is there not a break clause now? Is not today the last day we can do the break clause?
Our attempt to recall him, I think, was middle of Jan. And Darren also said he'd rather stay out there and play games than come and be in and just as in case.
But we've got no players. They're all injured. Jake.
We don't seem to have good luck with centre-backs, do we?
We had a fantastic one, and then Cardiff decided to bring him into their misery.
Yeah. Look, we got till 11 to get someone in, or some people in. By the sounds of it, no one's going out so far. Just be wary on the Patterson one because the Scottish window shuts at 12 p.m, not 11 p.m. But they can also put him on a pre-contract if they want him.
Ipswich have got so many central defenders. They're loaning theirs to Fleetwood.
Yep.
They've just signed Ndaba. Ndaba, is that his name?
Yep, that's his name.
Why does Sheffield Wednesday do this? Aidan Flint is great if we can keep him fit. That's probably if you can keep a fit Aidan Flint.
I just want to point out Caboodle fit comment here if you've seen it. We've got five back, 3 players. Iorfa, Palmer, Jane, Flint, Femeru, plus 4 who can play. There isn't Indy, Hunt, Brown, Pato, Johnson. I don't think you grasping that we're not all 100%. Iorfa has only just come back properly fit.
Yeah, I think what I would gather from that is, didn't Akin also pick up a knock at Fleetwood?
No, it was a cramp.
Okay, right.
I do get what you're saying. There's plenty of people who can play that position.
Yeah, on paper, Andy, 100%.
I understand, agree.
Get it, but in Sheffield Wednesday
law
numbers and what's happening, I'm slightly more than concerned now because I thought Hector would have just been, just for the numbers, really, just to bring up the numbers. Can we? I'm even doing the podcast mashing F5, please. Right, let's move on for Hector for the minute. Let's talk about Jose Semedo for a minute, shall we? Because we never mentioned it on the podcast. So, this is from the Wednesday website. Barry Bannon has paid a heartfelt tribute to former teammate Josie Semedo, who this week announced his retirement from football. Semedo represented the Owls with honour during a 6-year spell at Hillsborough and left the club in 2017 as a true fan favourite. His commitment to the cause on the pitch and attitude off it endeared the Portuguese midfielder to the players, fans and staff alike. Bannon and Semedo crossed paths at Hillsborough from late 2015 onwards, and the Wednesday skipper penning his notes for this weekend's match programme for Fleetwood in the Emirates FA Cup made his own tribute. Quote, I saw the news break earlier in the week and I just want to thank him for the time he was here. He made me feel at home. It was strange from an overseas player. It's normally the home-based players that tell you all about the club, but he was the one telling me what Sheffield Wednesday was all about, the fans and everything. He obviously took the city and the club to his heart, the same way that I have, and a lot of that is down to Semi. I used to sit next to him in the changing room, and when I first came here, I learned from him. I've taken that on as captain. He was a warrior and one of the most hard-working players I've come across in my career, even when he wasn't playing, because when I came here, he was more of someone who would come in on games. His attitude never changed. His commitment to work, he would be the first in and the last out. He was just a great example for people of how you should be in the changing room, playing or not playing. He's retired now and had a great career, and I'd like to see him back at Hillsborough one day to get the send-off he deserves.
Yeah.
That's great, well said by Bannon.
Yeah.
It's just one of those players that you will never forget as a Wednesday for their commitment to the...
I remember that Nottingham Forest game, which was Semedo Day. All the Macs, everyone just celebrating him. And that doesn't happen at clubs a lot. That get that kind of reaction just to one player. Sometimes happens when they like go do testimonials or stuff like that, but he was still playing. There's that iconic picture of Chris O'Grady scoring and Semedo's on his knees, celebrating or praying, whatever way it looks. It's one of those things. He's in the same category for me as Lee Bullen.
We might need to bring his boots back at this rate, but carry on. Sorry, yeah, carry on.
But what Semedo did and how he fell in love with the club. I remember one of his interviews when he first came in. He said, the first time I played here, I knew I wanted to be here when he came from Charlton. And I think you see a lot of Semedo in Barry Bannon, like that running for balls. Just, you know what I mean? You can now you read that, you can actually see a lot of the things that Barry Bannon brings to his captaincy and stuff. And I think having someone like that to learn from for Barry has been great. And we were all gutted when he went, but it's also felt like for a while we've not replaced him properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was that long period of like, you lose that influence in the back room. I think you could say it's possibly one of the mistakes letting him go at the time with when we were going for promotion. You know, It felt like we did a lot worse in terms of morale and the team spirit. And you think about the penalties against Huddersfield, for example, that sort of thing, without a massive player like Semedo in the squad. It just shows what an influence he had, really.
Yeah.
I know Andy's saying about it, great for him to go into coaching and come back to us. Yeah, I'd love to see him back involved with the club. He's one of those players that will always have a place.
I will say this now, though, Semedo, you still owe us Cristiano Ronaldo to come and watch a game. That's something you always say you wanted to try and do.
God, if he downgrades anymore, he'll be playing for us next. That's him never, ever interacting to Wednesday fans. But yeah, can you imagine?
I've
just ripped my entire trouser.
What?
So I've had this thread. And I was getting annoyed with it. I've just ordered some clothes. I have to order some more now.
Breaking news. Wednesday fan fed up with transfer window, so tears his trousers off.
Well, I was like annoyingly just pulling. Look at this. Well,
that could be fun when you come out of that room and people are like, what are you on to your trousers?
This day just keeps getting better.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he goes on to do next.
Yeah, it will. All the best, Semedo. I can't
Yeah.
believe that's in a Semedo topic. Right. Darren Moore was talking about his influences a little bit earlier on. I don't really feel like talking about it.
No.
You know, I'm kind of like in more of a sign some players mood.
Please.
Yeah.
Can we talk about some of the players we've missed out on?
Yeah, like Sinclair Armstrong that Football Insider were telling us that us and Lincoln were in for him. The 19-year-old forward who's got 14 appearances for QPR this season with 1 goal. You know, a different option as a striker.
Pacey as well.
And we were actually interested, you know, and now Crown has said today that it's not happening.
It's not happening because Landon Dykes have gone into hospital and they don't have any replacement. Now, again, he did say it could change if they bring in another striker, but this is the problem with this window now for us. We're either banking on other teams and who they bring in if we can release them to get them in, and that means we're going to be scrambling to get deals done.
Yeah.
And that's not something we want to see happening. We don't want to be. But do you seriously see Darren Moore as the kind of manager to scramble to get deals in, or do you think he just got a lift and he goes right off to the next target?
I actually think we're in a situation where we actually have, funnily enough, been looking at the sort of signings I was wanting us to. You know, younger striker with a bit of potential, that kind of kid you throw on up front. And you go, oh, make something happen, make a name for yourself sort of thing, you know, when you need to pick something out of a game. You know, sort of like one of those kids that doesn't really read the script and tries to take 3 people on and put it in the top corner. We needed one of them. We also needed centre-backs galore. And they are the sort of players, I think we've needed a wing-back, and we've not been really linked with too many of those. Only a couple, I believe. And they've not come through either. But
wing-backs is an interesting one, though, because I still don't get why we didn't bring any actual wing-backs in the summer. We could sign players.
We signed Mighton, didn't we? And we could have played him at wing-back, you know, that natural winger.
Yeah. Darren's just got a thing of seeing a player and going, you're a striker, you're a centre-back now.
I really, really, really like Darren Moore.
So do I.
And there doesn't even need to be a but after that. But, like, I'm saying it anyway. we need depth. For these injuries. But I do get the stance, you know, if they're not improving us, I don't want them. And you've got to respect it, but I'm also worried.
I do like that kind of, if they're not going to make us better, I'm not going to bring them in. And I get that. And we've had people over there going, I want players in now because we need a player. But if it's not right for the club, there's something about this squad at the minute. If you bring a player who's the wrong attitude, it could upset the entire apple cart.
Yeah.
What we're already doing. And I think that's what he's worried about doing. I don't know about last season, but maybe there's some players who may have got in that did that, but we don't know. It's one of those things where you're looking at what's out there. There isn't a lot out there as well. Kind of thing. Whatever we go for is a loan.
Yeah. And again, another one we were looking at with loans was Stephen Welsh. So he plays for Celtic, obviously a centre-back, 23-year-old, good age, 80 career appearances, maybe a Mark McGuinness like sort of replacement, roll the dice on him, see what happens. But he's been as close as getting very actually quite close to Wednesday, and then that one falling through, unfortunately, as far as we are led to believe in terms
the word of the day.
Yeah, I know the Star and the likes are reporting that that's now not happening in terms of what we've heard as well, that was close, but it was more of a fall through deal, that wasn't it as well, that happened with that one. So that's,
and any deal like that, you've got to be careful because you've got to think of travelling time. If it's going to happen, it would have been done. Like I saw earlier on Sky Sports, they turned around and said any deal could be really interrupted by the weather today because people can't just go put someone in a helicopter or plane because how windy it is sometimes.
It was actually horrible at working today with all the wind. Just I was trying to move some gear about, and it was that one where you actually walk into it and it pushes you back if you're not expecting it. So
you have to be on your toes.
That was fun. Did I tell you I was woken up by like an attack helicopter or something?
No.
Yesterday. Yeah, that wasn't fun. It was about 5
I know
o'clock
you.
in the
I know you
morning.
said you were up at 5 something. I didn't know
Yeah.
why you were up. I was like, oh, you must have just
Well, no,
got
I
up.
had to get up, but like 45 minutes before I was due to, it decided that it was going to clearly
You
search
suddenly
for a
go, the
criminal
Russians are
somewhere.
coming. Quick, hide.
It was just a case of, oh, can somebody do the crime somewhere else, please? It was very annoying because I knew it was one of those things where you hear it, but you look and you're like, it's 5:02, and I didn't have to be up until 5:45, and I was like, why have you done this to me when I could have had a little bit more sleep? Pain.
You turned into Grumpy Dex.
Stephen West would have been all right though.
You would have been
He's got a silver rated FIFA card. He'd have been fantastic for mid-season careers. Just saying. 68 pace, 28 shooting, 54 passing, 62 dribbling, 69 defending, and 73 physical for a 69 rated card. Nice. Carry on.
Do we want to talk about another situation that sounds equally bad that we've been banking on for years, and now it might come off and we won't actually get anything?
So you're referring to the fact that the star Alex Miller directly, I think, is actually talking about the Lucas Shaw deal and that Everton are in for him. So it could be
remember that. That's going to be how Guy Bort talks about him now.
Sean Dyche's Everton, yep. So it's been reported for a long time that we've got a sell-on clause for Lucas Shaw. And what we are gathering is that it's always been whispered that, oh, that's just I think even you said to me, you've corrected me, because I was like, oh, it'll be 20% of the profit. But even you've said, no, it's 20% of the total fee. We've had this conversation before. But it is now looking, Miller's done some digging, and apparently it is 20% of the profit. So if they don't make a profit on him, which I assume they probably will.
What do you sell for? Do you sell for 5-7 million? There's an issue, though. They may not. He's got 6 months left on your contract.
So if they break even, we get no.
Yep.
Yeah, they probably won't even break even. They'll probably have to make a loss on him. So that's really annoying.
Yep. It's
just a really bad day for Sheffield Wednesday at the minute, isn't it?
It is.
I know it's early in the evening, but come on.
The way I thought this day was going to go, we'd have announcements at 12 and 3. And this isn't any insider thing. This was how my head was going. We had announcements at 12 and 3, and we could be like, go, right, this player's in, this player, let's talk about it. Done. And we might get one more near 11 p.m. It's now still been like, okay, 9 p.m. Darren Moore's spoken to Chansiri and gone, what do you want on your pizza? We're getting the pizza delivered. We want to talk about more players, and ringing every person he knows, going, who have you got? Or on his list going, right, he's off, next.
Yeah.
But
Twitter's an absolute state, man. I'm just going through some of it. It's horrific. We might have to put Worko in a cage and be like, don't antagonize anybody, please. Everybody seems like ready to
everybody's on
have a shouting match.
I think the problem is we've looked at this window and we've been very quiet, and I think we've been quiet for a reason, because there's not much we need. And I think we've been waiting on these injuries to find out where we're at. Over the weekend, he found out where we're properly at with the injuries and gone, right, I need this, this, and this. Ideally, you want to get all your deals done yesterday and then have an odd deal that comes up and goes, get this player, he popped up, sign him. You look at that squad, if we get a Whitway back in April, you're looking like, there's a chance kind of thing. Like, this week is a big week anyway for the team.
Let's talk about the stats. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about the stats, and then we'll throw it over to our community. So, chat, get your topics in while we just round up what he's talking about here about there being a big week this weekend. Because Sheffield Wednesday play Plymouth. This is first versus second.
Yep.
Don't get too many of those, do you? Especially with Wednesday involved.
Nope.
So, Plymouth stats are 18 wins, 7 draws, 3 losses. Their home record is 13, 0, 1. They've lost once at home. Their away record is 5-7-2. So they're still not bad on the road. 39 points at home, 22 points away. They've scored 51 goals. They've conceded 29 with a difference of 22. They obviously beat Cheltenham as well recently, 4-2. Compare that to Wednesday stats. 17 wins, 7 draws, 3 losses. Same amount of total losses. Our home record is worse with 9-4-1. We've both only lost once at home. However, we've got
a couple of draws.
Yeah, more draws. As in 4 draws, and they have not drawn at home. So, there's that. Our away record is better than theirs, though. We've got 27 points, 8-3-2. So we've only lost twice on the road. We've only lost the same amount, but they've drawn 7 times. That's where the big difference has come in there. And we scored 47 goals, but only conceded 18, which gives us a difference of 29. I'm slightly nervous about this one. But if it's sort of like that, if you're going to step up and do it,
this is the game.
Yeah.
The thing is, they are starting to travel a little bit better because there were times where they weren't scoring enough, and they are scoring a lot of goals now, which is the big worry as well. They're starting to put a bit of, and they'll want revenge, remember, because we smashed them last time 4-2 at home. This is a very big game, and it's a big week when you come to what's coming up, because it's Plymouth at home, it's Fleetwood in the cup, it's Ipswich away, it's them Morecambe who are on form on a Tuesday night at home, it's MK Dons at home, and then it's Charlton. And if you just go to March, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. And it wasn't 6 games originally.
This is the month where you just take it by the scruff of the neck and you do it. If you're going to do it and you're going to take that top spot, February is massive.
Yeah.
I know that's a bit of Michael Owen level commentary there. But
you didn't make a weird noise and sound like Gary Neville. It's fine.
It needs to be done. Not that. But it does.
I do have that sound clip, but it's never going on the soundboard.
Your soundboard's interesting. So it's that Fleetwood replay really. I know Ipswich have got their match in there as well.
Yeah.
But that Fleetwood replay is really annoying. It's on a Tuesday night, but even if there was a stream of it, which there won't be because there usually isn't for replays, I'm not streaming it. I want that fixture to not exist.
Yep.
But Plymouth going into Ipswich, that is brutal. So I guess the one good thing is if we do bring in these signings today, which doesn't appear like we're doing, you've got a bit of time this week to gel with them.
We don't know. Come on, we can't say that yet because we don't know what's happening. We are the club who notorious been.
I just said it doesn't look like it. All right, it's not like it's not happening.
We are.
Sorry, Mister. We need 7 centre backs. Why haven't we got 7 centre backs?
You're acting like we're not going to do anything. We might not. But what I'm saying is, how many times have we been the club where they've done a tweet and going 10:45, and then suddenly we've got like a player or two in?
I'm going to need a bleep button in a minute. Yes, it might happen. There we go. We've actually got one. Fantastic. What I'm saying is, though, all our targets seem to be disappearing before our eyes. So we need to.
I think the only thing is, we've never heard what the actual targets are.
We play Charlton this month.
Yeah, we do.
On the 25th of February, if Hector goes there.
Yep.
Plymouth. Then the Fleetwood replay. Yep. Ipswich. Morecambe. MK Dons. Charlton. Morecambe and MK Dons is not a good 2 fixtures to have in that either. At all, is it, really?
Especially Morecambe are doing really well.
Just because, none of these fixtures in February are nice. There's 5 of them. 5 massive games. Plymouth, Ipswich, Morecambe, MK Dons, Charlton.
Check March out.
I know. I do know, but February's where we need to shape it, really, don't we?
The thing is, let me have a look. I think Plymouth have got a nice little run of games as well. Like they've got like Forest Green or something daft like that, and then people who are all in the relegation bit. Let me have a look. Fun.
Sign some players. Still refreshing. It's not happening.
Nothing's happening.
We should just do this. We should have done this all night and just keep pressing F5. Sign some players.
So let's have a look. So they got us away, Portsmouth at home, Oxford away. They got Fleetwood, Cheltenham, Peterborough in their February. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got 6 games in their February.
It's just a massive month. Yep. It is the Michael Owen level commentary, but it is just a massive month. I'm going to have a look and pick some topics now. So hopefully one jumps out immediately. Zone Eagle says we need a defender to come through the academy like a Rigidi, but to sign them on a longer contract. It would be nice to start actually utilising our academy in that regard. We are seemingly better with it. Darren Moore did come in at the time, didn't he? He said, I will not allow the things like this to happen in the future, and that's a big part of it. So, yeah. But what do you think on that one in terms of the academy? And
it's looking better. Like Rio Shipton is a player who's starting to come through and come off the bench. And it's another midfielder as well. And if we can start getting academy players in, it would help in terms of signings in a long term. Because you've already got the players there. You don't have to go looking for them, if that makes sense. And if you can get it to a point where your academy good enough and you can start selling from that, it also helps balance the books. We just need to be a bit more proactive and give players a chance. And if they're ready, either let them go on loan, but then put them straight in. Like Cameron Dawson's a classic example. We put him out on loan, he's in and playing well. I think Brennan could be one that
we gradually did it, though. We did it gradually with Cameron Dawson, in fairness. It's not like we threw him in at the start of the season.
But Brennan could be another one where he might come back and they look at him and say, we're going to give you another season out on loan, but this time in League One, and then he's ready. You know what I mean? Or they might be, let's throw you in, we think you're ready now. It's interesting because if we can get our academy going well, that'll be good. But I still don't trust it to be run not well, but properly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we've been banging on about the academy for a long time, really, haven't we?
Yeah.
Rob Birtle says we could get Onima is being released from Fulham. Yes, he has. That is a potential thing, but it's not going to happen because I think he's having a medical at Preston.
Yes.
So that would have been, again, not really something that's needed because it's not a position that we currently need. In terms of creative midfielders, Jack, he would have potentially been that. I think in fairness to him, he did say, I'd love to see us re-sign Onima. Yeah,
he did.
At some point. So there is that there. Maybe it would have been another creative midfield option.
Twitter's really funny now because they've just gone into remembering old players and gone announce whoever.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Worker says breaking transfer news. We still haven't signed anyone. Feels like the way it's going.
Floatboat news.
Andy writes in, Caboodlefish says, given how we've been playing rubbish and scraping results, worried a wobble is coming over the next 6 weeks.
Yeah,
That's the spirit, Andy.
Andy, you've not been happy in the Discord at all. You, and I get it. I do understand it. And the problem is, if that does happen, you've got to, in theory, blame this window. But at the same time, good runs are good as how the mentality of the squad is. I think the mentality is good at the minute. You know what I mean?
I think the morale's around there. You know, they're in a good place in terms of team spirit, and Darren Moore seems to have the sort of strict. You only come in the squad if you can improve it, and I want a certain sort of player. So there is that. As O'Neill says, look at March. We'll probably do that in the next episode or the coming episodes. Let's focus on February for now. everyone's apparently just making jokes on Twitter about players we can sign now. It's got to that.
Yep, it
Go
has.
on then, Worko. Go on then, Worko. Get some memes going.
Yep.
Put you to work tonight. No ones that are going to make me open an inbox and have 1,000 notifications, but good notifications are always fun. He's good at memes.
He's
that
very
young
good
lad, isn't he? That young whippersnapper.
It's so say we get to the end of the window, right, and no one's in. It's been a poor window. Like if we're gonna rank it down there of poor, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if Darren can find a way to keep winning ugly, because it is ugly at times at the minute, it's not great. But if Byers and Bannon are both fit and they play in that midfield, we have more of a chance. You're seeing Wilkes looking better. Gregory, I think
That
just
is a
needs
very
goal.
good point with Wilkes, actually. It would be nice to see him utilised a little bit more because there's a player in there. We know this. We've seen it for Hull. Again, Michael Owen level commentary now.
But if we can get Gregory back to the confidence he had last end of the season and Michael Smith scoring like he did, there's a chance. I think the problem I've seen recently, we're not scoring enough now. It kind of dried up a little bit. And I don't think it's lack of chances at times. I just think when it's going in, the strikers are not on the toes enough.
This is the clinical finishing aspect, isn't it? That's what we've discussed previously. It's all about that.
Final third on Saturday, if we had that down to a T, the cup game would have been done.
Yeah. Bob says, I heard Alman Abdi is on his way back. Oh, dear.
He gone to get
Scotch 24 says, shall we take Phil Jones, the man of 1,000 faces? I'd have Phil Jones here, easily. If he decided he actually wanted to play football, he's earned enough money, hasn't he, if that sat on a bench? It wouldn't happen, but stranger things have happened. Yeet B says, chance of Wednesday pulling a Sunderland and getting into the top 6 if promoted into the Championship. Depends on investment. If Chancery wants to give it a proper go and do it correctly this time, I actually do believe Darren Moore's a great man manager. So if he just if he manages to find something that works,
they just lost Ross Stewart for the entire season. Their main striker, so that could actually scupper that a little bit.
Yeah. AJ Gaming says, has Hector joined Charlton? Nobody's trained with him the last 2 days. It's not confirmed yet, but it is looking like it. I know somebody was saying earlier, I can't remember because it's so far back in the chat now, but are we disappointed? We'll be disappointed if Patterson leaves to Hearts.
I can't see it happening this window now.
It's exactly what I said the other week. You know, when we had that slightly heated chat?
We did.
Watch it happen now. We're going to stop this podcast. And then, oh, God, I'm just seeing...
Breaking news.
I saw a Talking Wednesday tweet that I'd not tweeted, and all of a sudden it was taking ages to load, but Worko started with the memes. That's a good start. It's a good start, Jack. But yeah, go follow the Talking Wednesday Twitter if you don't, by the way, at Talking Wed. It's fun to use sometimes, just as long as you mute certain threads. But I
also think Patterson going was always the case if we got someone else in.
Yeah, I was saying at the time, I just can't see it happening because he's worth more than the money reported to us, and he would sign. Is easy if he wants to leave at the end of the season. He just signs on a free, doesn't he?
Yeah, or he signs a pre-contract with them tonight, and then it's done, and you know where he's going.
Exactly. Nat says, "Should I have a beer or not tonight, lads?" Yes.
Mate. Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be a long one.
I think I might. I've changed my diet and everything recently because of all the health stuff I was going on about with the podcast. But I do feel like I might need just go and grab some food and put transfer deadline day on.
I don't blame you.
It's been a long couple of days, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens for Sheffield Wednesday. I was really hoping something massive was going to do. As soon as we stop this podcast,
you're going to get breaking news, or they're going to do that like ... signature and emoji.
Yeah. Evening owls. Oh, God. And I tell you what, Jake is... What?
We're going tweeting again.
Oh, for God's sake. It's like having a toddler in it and you're not quite sure what they've done when they've gone quiet.
Oh, that's so funny.
Let's have a look. Yeah, keep going. Good lad. Right. So that's completely thrown me. This is the thing, the professionalism of this podcast nowadays. What I was going to say is this podcast might be drawing to a close, as we always try and keep it around a regular runtime now, apart from the long episodes that people say, I've been watching this for 2 weeks and I've still not finished it.
My uncle actually turned around and said he only just finished it and he watched it when it first came out, and that was 3 weeks ago.
People did seem to enjoy that format, though. It was all sat chilled. And I did enjoy it as well. It's just logistically trying to do that. It's, yeah. Well, that's the thing with Talking Wednesday Extra as well. I will plug again for the fact we've got like 60 viewers in and 20 likes. Bump that up. Sorry, audio viewers. That's a little bit of promo on there. Let's get those likes up. But, oh God, I'm going into live stream mode now, aren't I? But Talking Wednesday Extra for the $4.99 tier is part of us giving you more there and trying to load a tier full of content. If enough people join it, I think, like, if 50 people join that tier, I think I'd make it at least fortnightly, thing. And then even more potentially, maybe once a week. That's the sort of number I'm looking for to be able to do that consistently. So if you are interested in more content, Dexterity Box content, and obviously Talking Wednesday content, that's the place.
What we're interested in is with getting more sign-ins. Yes.
And as I was saying, the first and probably only time I'll pimp you doing a live stream on here, because it's not a promo podcast, as we always say. He is going to be on Puncture 41's live streaming probably this entire evening because he's an idiot.
Yes, I am.
So after this podcast, if you're watching,
7 p.m. till 11 p.m. hopefully, and having some people come on if they want to come on.
Yeah. If we sign someone, I might jump on for a bit.
Yeah.
I might just do audio because I'll probably be in bed. But if we sign someone, I might jump on and then we'll clip it out and maybe put it across the Talking Wednesday stuff as well.
All I can see what's happening is like we signed someone because this picture you're in bed watching thing. And I can hear, yeah, that's a good sign. And he eats some crisps or something.
I miss my pandemic skits where I used to just do little videos of me around the house because that's all it was.
But yeah, doing well though.
Yeah, I'm going to start using them a little bit more. It's always right. There's a place I go because I do like a 30 a day on a Friday. And there's a place I go between the afternoon work and the evening work. And I just find myself always Sheffield Wednesday break news in that Friday gap where I have to end up doing a short before I go to my next place of work.
It always looks like your second job is a taxi driver.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I'm always just sat in the car in the same Tesco car park. There you go, some insider knowledge. As I just got like my tragic meal deal tea. Because it's a long Friday, but yeah. There you go. That's all of that. Seth says I've got The Last of Us to watch. That's true. I've not watched the latest episode yet. I do want to see.
I do enjoy that.
Well, yeah. Obviously, I know what happens in the story, but it's nice to see the way they're deviating. So I will go in and do that. But let's give me another says do audio because no trousers.
Yeah.
If you are just joining the stream, there is a reason behind that. Go and watch the full podcast. But yeah, unless you've got anything to add.
I'm just checking my phone. No fixture Romano saying we signed anything.
No. I don't think he'd be talking about League One, to be honest.
There was, I can't remember which team it was. There was a team earlier today who is in League, it's either League 2 or League 1. They did an announcement using him.
Fair enough. Last chance, 2 days. You want one of these limited edition Talking Wednesday winter stickers as well as one of our normal stickers, which I've now stuck somewhere actually, so it's not in the camera shot. Go retweet Talking Wednesday 100, share the link with the hashtag Talking Wednesday 100, and I'm picking in the next 2 days. I'm going to send all the messages out for postal details. Last chance for our limited edition winter sticker. If you are a member and you've not sent me your postal details, and you're already a listener, do it. TalkingWednesdayPodcast@gmail.com, or use the Discord. But actually go on my community tab and make sure you send it to the right email. Don't go sending personal details to the wrong place. But there it is, all on the community tab. I put a post out to all the members. I want to make sure you get what you should have. But yes, that has been it for this week's episode of the Talking Wednesday podcast. Let's hope next time we're talking to you that we do see top of the league. Oh God, it could. No, it couldn't. Could it? Yes, it could.
158 points down, 61.
Yeah.
58, 59.
No, I'm just because I was like, my day, mate. I forgot it was. Do you know? Even though we always do the podcast on a Tuesday, I forgot it was Tuesday, and I'm used to a midweek fixture, and my brain just did the automatic. And then I realised that the next time we podcast is going to be after we have played Plymouth. Gut feeling on that one just before we go?
A cheeky 2-1 win.
Oh, you went for a score prediction. That's brave.
Yep.
Charlton Athletic have just announced Hector.
Yep. He's gone.
And they've used the Better Call Saul clip.
Why can we not do things like that?
Do you know what? Copyright infringement. More people need to understand what it means. But yes, anyway, that is it for this episode of the Talking Wednesday podcast. Thank you so much for joining us live. The Discord is currently available for members, but if you are subscribed, there's DM me and I'll see if I can get you hooked up if you've been in it before. We did have it open, but then a load of people joined and we've decided to make it a little bit more members-based. It is at the 99p tier, though, so anybody can jump in that, and then once you're in, you're in. So it's like a one-time fee just to make sure you're genuinely going to chip in. But we might do another open season. Make sure you subscribe to all and following all our media, because sometimes I do just go, hey, we're opening it up for a day or so, just so I can manage and moderate everyone coming in.
Hold on a minute. I just realised something.
I've tried to end this podcast 3 times, but why not carry on?
This last bit, we've done a Wednesday. We got a player fit for another club.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
As soon as we stop this podcast,
ding, 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 ding,
signings can happen. So go to Punk Chef 41's channel, where he'll be putting a live on a little bit later on, and he'll probably be just sat there going, Sheffield Wednesday going to sign this player.
I'll be doing general live, the transfers of the day.
And then he'll forget to turn his mic gate on, and he'll get really close, and you'll hear heavy breathing. And he'll just be sat there looking at a screen. And I'll be like, Jake!
Wake up!
You're on the internet! But yeah, that's been it for episode 102 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See ya!